In Outlander, Lord Lovat's descendants are important. Jaime is undoubtedly one of them, but the significance extends far beyond that. The Outlander books contain a prophecy that the Lovat line would produce the next Scot to win the English throne. This prophecy causes Brianna a lot of grief in the novels since some people think she is its topic. When it comes to this Outlander prophecy, Brianna has always been intriguing because she is a time traveler and a descendant of Lord Lovat. However, a new figure who might become entangled in all of this has been formally introduced in Blood of My Blood. There are a few keen conspiracy theorists who might be interested in Julia's child. Naturally, Julia's child will not be biologically related to the Frasers of Lovat. However, the fact that someone thinks they do is what matters here. It might cause the Jacobites in Blood of My Blood to do particular acts. Alternatively, this might spill over into Outlander. Maybe Claire will find out that the Highlanders had once found a candidate who would carry out the Fraser prophecy, which is how she first found her sibling. In Outlander, Blood of My Blood Episode 4, Julia carried out her choice, and this circumstance may be related to another major Outlander mystery. Even though the prequel series is only beginning, Outlander's 8th season will mark the show's end. This implies that there isn't much time left to solve certain enduring riddles, but Blood of My Blood might be able to help. As is customary in Outlander, we have witnessed Jaime's parents, Brian and Ellen, fall in love at first sight during the Mackenzie get-together thus far in Outlander, Blood of My Blood. In contrast, Claire's parents' story differs greatly from the one their daughter ever brought up in the main series. The first step in all of this is that they were not truly killed. Instead of dying in a vehicle accident, Henry and Julia Beauchamp journeyed through time and ended up separated in Scotland in the 18th century. In the 3rd episode of Outlander, Blood of My Blood, Julia came to terms with the fact that she would not be able to leave Castle Leathers anytime soon. So she got into bed for Jaime's own grandpa, Lord Lovat. Episode 4 of Outlander, Blood of My Blood explores the fallout from this choice. After assisting Brian with his Ellen issues, Julia went back to Leathers and made the decision that Simon Fraser was the rightful owner of her unborn child. In Outlander, Blood of My Blood Episode 3, Julia made the decision to have sex with Simon Fraser, her captivity, in order to claim her child as her own once she was unable to conceal her illness. She was afraid the baby would be thrown out, or worse, if she didn't. At the conclusion of the 4th episode of Outlander, Blood of My Blood, Julia gave the role her all. Julia warned Lord Lovat to be cautious of her because she was expecting his child when he tried to have an intimate relationship with her again. The news thrilled the Laird, who said he hoped this child would be another son. The baby isn't actually Lord Lovat's, of course. But only Julia, Davina Porter, and Brian Fraser are aware of this at Leathers. Even though Lord Lovat was excited, Outlander, Blood of My Blood Episode 4 ended in a pretty unsettling way. Julia's story is different from Ellen and Brian's in that we don't know what will happen to this character. Everything else is completely mysterious, but we do know that she will not return to the 20th century in time to watch Claire grow up. It appears that Julia is going to give birth to her second kid at Castle Leathers, and everyone will believe that the baby is Lord Lovat's bastard child. Given that the Frasers of Lovat line has some significance, it's intriguing to think about how this would relate to the plot of Outlander if this is the case. As mentioned before, the Outlander books predicted that the monarch of Scotland will be descended from the Lovat family. But this entire concept was drastically altered by the Outlander television series. After a 200-year-old baby died, Gillis Duncan in Starza's adaptation of Outlander became fixated on a prophecy that a Scot would inherit the kingdom. She believed this to be a reference to Brianna, similar to the Fraser prophecy in the books. Given that Gillis wasn't specifically planning to kill Brianna in the book, this alteration was probably made to defend Claire's behavior toward her. It appears like Outlander, Blood of My Blood may be attempting to revive the Fraser prophecy in its original form. With the death of a 200-year-old infant exposing the Scottish ruler from the Lovat line, perhaps these two disparate prophecies could be related. While not precisely canon, this would undoubtedly be interesting. Julia Beauchamp did not live, much less have another child, in Diana Gabaldon's adaptation of the Outlander tale. Gabaldon has insisted that Claire's parents just died, not time-traveled, even after Blood of My Blood's premiere. Therefore, the true story would not be connected to any possible relationship between this character and the Fraser prophecy. It would certainly be fun, though.